Ben Shephard has always been one of those rare television personalities who feels less like a presenter and more like a trusted friend. For years, people across the UK have woken up to his voice, laughed at his gentle humor, and found comfort in his warm presence. He is the kind of host who can calm a tense guest, tease a contestant into laughter, and brighten the mood of an entire nation with nothing more than a smile. But recently, behind the familiar charm and polished studio lights, something deeper and far more emotional has been unfolding. It didn't start with headlines. There were no public announcements at first, no dramatic interviews or sudden statements. Instead, the first signs came in whispers from viewers who'd noticed that something felt slightly off. Ben's usual brightness seemed softer, his laugh a little thinner, as though he were pushing through each moment with quiet determination rather than effortless joy. For most people, the signs were subtle, but for one person, they were impossible to ignore. Annie Shephard, Ben's wife, partner of many years, and the steady anchor of his life, was the first to sense the truth behind the smile. Known for her private nature and gentle presence, Annie rarely steps into the spotlight, but behind closed doors, she is the heartbeat of their family. Those close to the couple say Annie noticed the changes long before the public did. The early mornings followed by the late-night filming, the pressure of hosting multiple shows, the constant balancing act between work and family. All of it slowly began to weigh on Ben, even if he tried to hide it behind his usual humor. At first, Annie approached him the way she always has, with patience and kindness. She urged him to slow down, to take breaks, to listen to the signs his body was giving him. But Ben, ever dedicated, ever determined, brushed it aside with the kind of smile only he could deliver. He told her he was fine, that he could handle it, that everything would settle eventually. But life had other plans. The turning point came one day in a way neither of them expected, a sudden moment that forced everything to stop. Though the couple has kept the details private, friends described it as frightening, a genuine scare that shook their quiet world and shattered any illusion that Ben could simply push through forever. It was the kind of moment that freezes time, demanding change, refusing to be ignored. Annie was deeply shaken. She had seen the signs building, but hearing from doctors, hearing the seriousness of what Ben had been ignoring, hit her harder than anything she could have imagined. And in that moment, something inside her shifted. She knew she had to step forward to protect the man she loved, even if it meant sharing their private struggles with the world. When Annie finally spoke publicly, her voice carried a mixture of emotion, strength, and fierce devotion. Fans who saw her message felt her sincerity instantly. It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't sensational. It was the honest words of a wife who cared more about her partner than any spotlight or career milestone. The nation was stunned. The idea that Ben, the energetic, upbeat, seemingly unstoppable Ben, had been facing something so serious shook viewers deeply. Social media was instantly overwhelmed with messages of love and encouragement. People from all walks of life shared memories of how Ben had made them laugh, made them relax, made their mornings better. Now, they wanted to return that kindness. Through it all, Annie became Ben's steady protector. According to friends, she didn't hesitate for a second. She cleared her personal schedule, she put aside her own commitments, she stepped into a role she had always been quietly prepared for, the role of guarding Ben's peace. She became the calm voice in the chaos, the comforting presence he could lean on, the reminder that his well-being mattered more than anything. And yet, she did it with the same soft humor and warmth that has always been part of their marriage. Even in worry, she found moments to make him laugh, gently teasing him, reminding him that resting wasn't defeat, and joking that even superheroes need a day off. Ben, known for his humility, struggled at first. He worried about letting people down, about causing trouble for his co-hosts and producers, about disappointing fans. But Annie reassured him again and again that taking care of himself was not only an act of strength, it was necessary. And fans agreed wholeheartedly. Messages poured in from across the country, all echoing the same sentiment. Ben's health comes first. We want him to rest. We want him to heal. The overwhelming compassion from the public lifted a weight from Ben's shoulders. It reminded him of something he needed to hear, that the world doesn't love him because he works nonstop. They love him because of who he is. And who he is someone worth protecting. Insiders say that Ben is now truly taking time to rest, real rest, not the pretend kind people squeeze between work obligations. He's surrounded by people who love him. Annie makes sure his days are filled with quiet, comfort, and the encouragement he needs to recover fully. No pressure, no deadlines, just healing. Their relationship, already strong, has deepened even further through this chapter. They've always had a bond built on trust, humor, and quiet resilience, but now that bond is shining with an even brighter clarity. They aren't just navigating a difficult moment, they're growing through it together. People close to them describe moments that could melt even the toughest viewer's heart. Annie bringing him tea with a teasing smile, Ben laughing at himself for taking rest so seriously, the two of them watching silly shows together, joking like teenagers. Quiet conversations that remind them of their early days. It's the kind of love story that isn't loud or flashy, but deeply real. Fans, hurt by the news yet full of support, continue sending messages of love. They want him to return only when he's truly ready, and they want Annie to know how much her courage means. Many viewers say that while Ben may be the face they see, Annie is clearly the strength behind him. And as Ben rests, something beautiful is happening. The world that he has entertained for years is now sending warmth back his way. This moment is not a story of defeat. It's a story of love, of a marriage built on devotion, of a man learning to honor his well-being, of a woman stepping forward with grace and strength when her partner needed her most, of fans standing behind someone who has stood behind them for years. Ben Shephard has given the nation laughter, comfort, and joy. Now, the nation is giving it back. And with Annie faithfully by his side, guiding him through recovery with love, humor, and unwavering support, one thing has never been clearer. Ben may be the face viewers know, but Annie is and always has been the heart that keeps him strong.